I'd say the top three were probably, the first probably being communication skills. In geography, you do a lot of group work, especially in the first 2 years. You do presentations as a group, but also occasionally on your own. And your ability to communicate within the groups, but also when presenting your work, is something that I can imagine is incredibly important when you come to employment in pretty much any job in the future. Well, 2 and 3 go hand in hand, and they're both around research. And so the first I'd say is critical reading. I think within most humanities and social science degrees you end up doing a lot of reading, and you've got to do a lot of it in a limited time period. So you need to be able to read a lot critically, pick out exactly what you need in a short space of time, and then work out how to put it together in a report. So there's elements of reading critically, but then also putting together what you've found and discovered and constructing an argument and maybe contrasting two things is something that's going to be beneficial in any form of higher education you go into, whether as an educator or as a researcher or anything in administration, policy work, that kind of thing. So in first year and second year you do research modules which help you develop your skills as a researcher. In the first year you do a questionnaire which you do on campus, and you have to construct the questionnaire, then gather the data, analyse the data, and then we wrote a short executive summary, which is the kind of thing that you'd give if you were working for research in a business. And you also had to do an interview. It was the first time I'd ever done an formal interview. You had to write the interview, arrange it, record it, obviously conduct it, transcribe it, and then code it, which is where you select aspects of it that relate to one another. And then bringing all that together, you can work out what's relevant and what needs to go into a report. In this case, it was to write a sort of newspaper article or a journal article about what we'd discovered. In the second year, the group undertook some research in the field with a group called the London Citizens about Olympic jobs which were being offered to people within Tower Hamlets and all the other Olympic boroughs. And for that we did questionnaires which we undertook personally, so we did one-to-one work with them, and using that data we then had to write about a 2,000 word report on data we'd actually gathered in the field for preparation for our independent geographical study, which is the equivalent of a dissertation. And that's the kind of thing that you're going to need for any research job. Writing for a variety of audiences is probably, I think, the third aspect of it that was really important. You'd end up writing for other academics, other researchers, but also for the public, for public groups, charities, that kind of thing.